Here at Strathgryffe Tennis Club to speak to Susan Weaney, who's the tennis development manager for the club, and Susan is going to tell us about how they retain their adult members and what they have to offer their adult beginner members in particular. Strathgryffe Tennis Club has 6 outdoor tennis courts and 4 indoor tennis courts, and is regarded as one of the larger clubs in the west of Scotland.
I'm the tennis development manager at Strathgryffe Tennis and Squash Club. If you've been to Strathgryffe at all, you probably had the same experience as I did the first time. I couldn't find the place, so this led me to think if I'm going to attract new members to the club, then I'll have to find ways of making sure people know where we are. So one of my first initiatives was to persuade a farmer to let me put an advertising trailer in one of his fields. This worked extremely well for the first few months until it got stolen, in which case I then had to put together a second trailer, which lasted pretty well until Renfrewshire Council then decided that they weren't very pleased with it and wanted me to remove it. However, on a visit down to Prestwick Tennis Club, I noticed they had Visit Scotland signs, and that got me to think maybe I could do something similar at Strathgryffe, with having the indoor courts and squash, and they generally do an element of pay and play. So Visit Scotland, it did take me a couple of years to get there, but again these signs on the thoroughfare kind of helped us to get recognition in the local community. We also do regular articles in the local papers and magazines, write-ups in any of the kids' activities or just the general club activities. Another thing we've got launched is free passes. I put occasional free pass advert in these papers. It encourages members to come down, or new members rather. We go into schools, and our regular schools programme gets obviously a lot of kids into our grassroots programme, and in turn we launched mini parent classes and found that with the children getting interested in tennis, we managed to get adults interested into tennis as well. We support local fetes, and again hand out our free passes and do kind of beat the coach stalls, things like that as well.
Right, okay, thank you, Susan. In particular, what does your club do to retain its adult members, and in particular your adult beginner members? Because obviously they're the ones, I suppose, that need to be catered for a lot more than your team players. So is there anything specific that you offer your beginner adult members at all?
We've realised retention is a big part of keeping our membership. So when we get a new beginner adult through the door, we offer them a free half-hour lesson with the coach. This in turn enables the coach to maybe get the adult signed up for some individual lessons, but 2, they feed back to me the level of the player, and then I look at what would be appropriate for that adult, as in perhaps beginner coaching classes, or if they're of a higher level, perhaps just in introducing them to our team players, depending on what level. We've got kind of 6 gents teams, for instance, so I would introduce them to the appropriate level of play in that respect. We also do a lot of activities, as in a daytime ladies session, a drop-in session on a Friday morning. We do daytime leagues. I found, especially with our mini mums that we've got through the coaching, on a Wednesday and Thursday morning I run leagues that have ladies paired up to play other ladies in the league, and then the date and the time and everything is sorted for them, and that's I find that very good because they're getting regular play and it's organised, so all we have to do is appear down for it. Also in the evening we have Super League and Team League. This runs through the winter. It's teams of 4, and the players are graded to kind of A, B or C level. So we have your kind of beginner adult to kind of lower team player, and they play the 16 teams that run through the winter. We found that extremely successful, to the point where we now have introduced it for our team players, now that we've got 2 additional indoor courts. Social tournaments, American tournaments, Generation Gap we find very popular as well, because the new beginner adult can be partnering or against their child on the other side of the net, so that makes a nice family fun day. We also do kind of just social nights, quiz nights, wine tasting, and our latest addition to the club is Zumba classes. But with the new adults, gives them something a bit of variety from tennis, but it's a good kind of social fun, interacting experience as well.
Good. So you'd say that the social aspect is just as important as the competitive aspect then?
Definitely. We recognise everyone's here for different reasons, but we'd say it's got to be fun, just like for the kids, social and fun, and getting to know people of a similar level is especially important for tennis. Trying to pair people too much degrees apart doesn't work, but as long as we can get people into their comfort zone, we find that works very well.
Okay, thank you. Susan, thanks for showing us around your club today. It's been very worthwhile. There's one bit of advice you could give to clubs from small clubs up to large clubs. What would that be?
I'd certainly say I heavily rely on volunteers. My own role is part-time, and a lot of these leagues that I've mentioned previously are some are run by myself, but a lot of them it's our members who get involved and even if they take one aspect and go away and work at that, it means that you can evolve lots of different scenarios for your club, so they're definitely very important.
Good. And how do you approach volunteers? How do you recruit new volunteers?
Twisting their arm, everything the usual ways. Usually parents of the kids are good. People who are playing regularly, like our club night through the winter, is one of our regular members who we asked if he would get a little bit more involved and take our new members under their wing. And he, just sometimes little incentives like you can give them some free vouchers for something, or just to kind of encourage them. But a lot of the time they're happy to give. You find people are actually, as long as it's not overly burdening them, but just one little aspect works very well.
Okay, thank you.
Salsa around, did you have to have one self-motivated? You try to get people in the class and sort of running to keep the gym members as well. You can do a gym only. You can't do a tennis or squash only. You can do a gym only.